Hello there. Welcome to Greenie's Campground. I hope y'all are doing okay. This is a little something different. I've not really done anything like this before, but we have a new segment that we're going to add in called, I guess, Greenie's Camper Cooking, or something to that effect. But hello there. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to my camper. So, we're going to cook something tonight. I've already, as you see, already got some things started. It's a little bit right here. But we're going to do kind of like a pasta bake. I'm doing things a little bit different, but yeah. So this is going to be a tuna pasta bake. We're doing it kind of like a nice sort of like a bechamel white sauce. You can do this with chicken as well, or any other kind of whatever type of meats you have. We have our tuna already set up and drained right here. Next thing I'm going to do, I've got pasta already baking right here. Or, well, not baking yet, but it's cooking. And we're going to get it to about al dente. We still got a few minutes. So first, let's get some things started, right? I should have this over here, but that's okay. So I've had an interesting few months. Once I'm able to start doing my live streaming back again, I will go into it in more detail. But I had to move, and my house was getting bulldozed, so I bought a camper, and now I live in a campground. So here I am. Now you can actually add other vegetables if you so prefer than what I'm doing tonight, but this is a very easy and basic version of any kind of pasta bake. You could add broccoli if you like, or some other kind of vegetables. Where it's going to be very cheesy. We have lots of cheese we're going to add to this. I'm sure y'all are lovely hearing the cutting. There's different ways to cut onions. I switch up how I do it all the time. You'll notice people on TV, celebrity chefs and all that, have other ways that they cut their onions. Just do whatever is probably the most convenient and easiest way for you to do. These aren't minced perfectly, but not really minced at all. But that's okay. I like my onions a little more coarse. But it's just one onion. That obviously brings a lot. I don't think that bowl's going to work. So it's been an interesting kind of change. If anyone's ever stayed in a camper before, I'd love to hear about it. But it is a lot smaller than I'm used to. Obviously, yes, I work in a kitchen. That is kind of what I do for a living. But that's a whole different thing than what you have at home. And going from quite a large room to this has been kind of an adjustment. However, I do have, and we'll do this at some point when it's a little warmer, but I have an outside cooking area as well. It's got a gas grill, it's got a little mini fridge, microwave, sink, all the stuff. So I'll be doing some stuff, especially once it gets into warmer weathers, since I am in, well, I'm northern hemisphere, so it's getting close to wintertime. It's not going to really be great time to be cooking out there just for a few months. I might be able to do that at some point soon, but we'll see. I'm going to set this aside for now. We're still waiting on... Yeah, still waiting on the pasta. Let's see what we got here. I want you... And... this one. It's actually pretty close. You don't really want to go for a full cook on this since we are doing as it is a pasta bake. You are going to cook it basically, almost al dente. It's going to keep cooking in the oven, so that's not a problem. You can use any type of pastas you want. You can use penne. Penne is really good. Farfalle or bow ties or any kind of smaller pastas are probably going to be best for this. Now I am actually using spaghetti, but I broke up the spaghetti quite a bit, so it's in smaller portions. We are going to need a couple things. So you have garlic that we're going to put in this. I've got this is a heavy cream. We're going to use it as kind of the base for the cream sauce. And, well, a buttload of cheese. I got these two right here. That's all mozzarella. This is a mixed cheddar and Monterey Jack blend, and this is Parmesan. And that's going to actually go on the very top. Afterwards, this entire dish, it takes a little bit of time in preparation. I probably could have started recording a little bit later, but that's okay. I was getting a little excited. I hadn't been able to sit there and talk to you guys in quite some time. I just lost a raisin. But this is okay. So, let's move some stuff around real fast, and I think we're about to pull the pasta off of the water. One thing that also is an interesting thing that you don't really kind of can think about with campers is if you're going to live in a camper, it's not the best for counter space. As you can see, there's my sink. This, I had to actually buy, works pretty well. So it actually works as a counter and a cutting board. But there's other types of things that you can do. When it comes to dealing with this lack of space, I can actually have an attachment that will go right here and pop out all across. So you'd have an actual way to, do that. So hopefully when I'm able to do Night of Pies, sometime in December, we'll be able to have some space. It is a smaller oven, so I have already decided that I'm not going to be able to beat my my current record for chocolate pies in December for Night of Pies. Last year, I did 18 pies in 3.5 hours. I'll be lucky if I'll be able to fit 1 or 2 pies in that oven at a time. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, it is time to see how you're doing. Still a little stiff. But I think it'll work for what we're trying to do. I've got a colander actually already down here. We're going to go ahead and drain the pasta out. You're a little warm. Now I had heavily salted the water. You always want to do that when it comes to pasta. Kind of holds in the flavor of the sodium. Not want to come out. And of course, you got to make sure that you, as they say, shock the pasta. Cold water. Some people will actually use ice and throw ice on top of it. That's a little bit more for kind of a long term. You see that happen in restaurants a lot. In the kitchens of restaurants. When they're making large batches, like my own restaurant. We'll cook capellini pasta, we'll cook farfalle, we'll cook cavatappi pastas, all different types, and it'll be in, about gigantic bins worth. And we shock it, drain it all out, set it all aside, and actually get it all ready to go for actual service. Now, let's see. You are pretty good. Yeah, I think we're okay there. Alrighty, so now let's move this aside because we are going to need space. Actually, yeah, set that for a minute. And now, your handy dandy baking dish, casserole dish, if you will. And at this point, you're actually going to put everything together. Now you want about, let's see, brand new too. We're gonna get let's see, it's about 4 cloves worth of garlic. I like garlic, so we're gonna throw a little bit more than that, I think, in there. So that's a tablespoon. That's 2. Let's go with 3. It's a lot of garlic. I like garlic. You're gonna want about maybe about a cup's worth of heavy cream. And it's gonna need a little more. All right, in this case, I am adding cheese. This is all straight mozzarella. If you have fresh mozzarella, I would always suggest it. Otherwise, you can grate it yourself, which is actually what I did here ahead of time. And then you can add whatever kind of spices if you like to. I think parsley always goes well with this kind of thing. If you have like an Italian seasoning, that would work as well. I'm doing it a little different tonight. We're going to add a little tarragon. Just about a teaspoon's worth. And a little bit of, I have ground, actually no, I have what I need over here. Where are you? Oregano. And yeah, I think oregano is going to work. Get a good bit in there. And I like a little bit of kick. So we're going to throw a bit of crushed red pepper on this. And I have some paprika over here. bit of black pepper. And where is my salt? Oh. Oh, yeah, you're over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to mix all this guy up. You want to make sure everything is nice and coated. Actually, I probably shouldn't use this. I probably should use this. I'm making a mess. But there's no fun in there. I mean, where's the fun? You got to have a bit of a mess when you're cooking sometimes. Okay. Now this is my mixed cheese I'm going to throw on top. Well, actually, I'm going to put a little bit more of the cream. I'm just going to drizzle over the top. You do not go there. This is approximately 1 pint, 473 milliliters. All right, I think we're set. Now the Parmesan is going to be the last thing I'm going to put on. That's going to be when it comes out of the oven. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven, and then in this part of the video, this is going to be basically part 1, and then part 2 will be us pulling it back out of the oven in about 20 minutes. So it's going in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 200 degrees Celsius, and you want to go about 20 minutes with this cooking in the oven. And like I said before, you can use chicken or tuna or whatever else kind of thing you want. If you have some cooked shrimp, you want to throw in that might work as well. Actually, it probably would work very well. But for now, let's get it in the oven. Okay. You always want to make sure you set your timer. And well, I will see y'all in the next video.